Hello, I'm Elizabeth Woodward. I'm an Agile Transformation Consultant with IBM Rational, and I wanted to take a couple of minutes today to talk to you about disciplined Agile delivery. I just received in the mail a couple of days ago this fabulous shirt. It's my Got Disciplined shirt with a link to disciplinedagiledelivery.com. And I received this shirt from Scott Ambler and Mark Lyons. Thanks, guys. And you know, what's really exciting about this is not just that the shirt is in a women's cut, which is quite unusual in our field for some reason, but what's more exciting is that this shirt represents disciplined Agile delivery. And Scott Ambler and Mark Lyons are the co-author of this book on a framework for how we scale Agile in the enterprise. And it's a really important piece of work, and it provides some really great guidance on what is really working for teams that are scaling Agile to the enterprise. It is a very, very difficult thing. You know, we typically talk about Agile from the perspective of smaller teams, or even coordinating smaller teams using a scrum of scrums, you know, kind of a perspective. But you know, in the enterprise, there are so many other challenging problems that we have to address if we want to really become more agile, not the least of which is culture. You know, how do we shift from a command and control and from a very hierarchical, you know, kind of a structure and culture that have been established for, you know, possibly decades or, you know, 100 years or so, to something that is more agile, where teams are able to self-organize and self-direct and work together in a very positive, you know, agile way, with support and guidance from managers and executives. So, you know, that the cultural piece is a big part of it. But, you know, if we look at the beginning of projects in an enterprise, there's a greater need to get everybody on the same page, to go through this visioning effort. And quite often, you know, when it comes to organizing our teams, we're not just dealing with, you know, a plain slate where we can, you know, bring together people to form teams, but often there are already silos that have been created over time, and somehow we have to break down those silos or work with those silos over time as we're transforming and becoming more agile, so that in the end we have these, you know, beautiful cross-functional teams that are able to work together and engage stakeholders in a way that will allow the enterprise to deliver that significant value and the quality with the adaptability that the enterprise is trying to achieve. So, you know, the upfront activities are discussed in this book, Disciplined Agile Delivery. They also, though, talk about working together as a team within the enterprise. So there's discussion of Scrum as a framework, but also, you know, from working with hundreds of teams, there are certain practices that we see enterprise teams, successful enterprise teams, adopting over time. There's continuous integration, there's test automation, there's test-driven development, there's agile modeling. You know, certain practices that teams over time, successful teams, gravitate towards. And there's quite a bit of discussion of that in Disciplined Agile Delivery and in this book that provides guidance. And then on the end side of it, in an enterprise, when we go to release, there's often much more that we have to do in order to make sure that the enterprise is ready to really deliver value to our customers. So, you know, things like preparing our business partners, making sure that we have formatted great education that's out there for our customers, making sure that our services and sales are trained up and, you know, in the right position to be able to, you know, sell and provide services. And then, you know, on the other side of it, support needs to be ready, not just to support the release, but also to get that feedback from stakeholders so that we can take that as potential requirements for the next iteration or for the next release. So within the enterprise, there's quite a bit more to it. We have, you know, these beginning inception activities. We talk about some of the differences and some of the things that we found teams to be successful with in the construction phase in terms of practices and working together, and then around release, this transition phase of getting a software solution out to our customers. So again, I would highly recommend, if you have not yet, take a look at this book, Disciplined Agile Delivery. And if you have feedback or comments, I would certainly love to hear about it. You can find me on LinkedIn. That's linkedin.com/in/Elizabeth Woodward. I would love to hear from you and get your thoughts and your experiences as well. Thank you, and I hope you have a great and fabulous time in your enterprise Agile adventure.